How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're returning from one of my previous videos, thank you for coming back. In today's video, I'm going to be returning to my personal gear setups with my helmet. My most recent videos have been going over my friends. Today I'm going back to my own. Reason why I didn't do this when I was doing my plate carrier and my belt was there's not really much to explain about helmet setups. They're very similar across everybody's setups, just because there's not a whole lot you could do, unlike a belt and a plate carrier where there's so much MOLLE space, everybody has their own setup. But I figured I'd do it anyway, just to show you guys. The base helmet itself is a high cut helmet. I personally like high cuts simply because they give you a little bit more space around the ears, which is especially good if you're wearing like peltors or any kind of headset. And it just gives you more space around the ears, more breathability, and you don't lose a lot of ballistic protection. Now getting into the actual setup of the helmet. Over the whole thing, we got a Agilite helmet cover on here. Do that so my helmet doesn't shine. And it also has a built-in battery / counterweight pouch on the back, which I like. On the front here, I got a Wilcox G24 night vision mount. They're the best in the game. They're super expensive, but everybody uses these for good reason. They're tried, they're true. If you're using night vision, you should use one of these. Don't buy a cheap one off Amazon that's gonna snap or break, whatever, because these are less expensive. They're expensive, but they're less expensive than night vision, and you don't want to lose your night vision. Going around to the side here, just got a simple blood type patch right on the front there for recognition right away. The medic could see what kind of blood type I am. On the sides, got American flags on both sides. Non-IR, because I already got IR on my uniform, and I don't need to be a glowing IR magnet. I just need the simple identifiers. Below those, I got my Peltor contacts. These are great. I got the gel cups on here. Really great headset. A lot of people nowadays are rocking the OpsCore amps. I still prefer the Peltors. I prefer the mounting system. The sound quality is not as good, but comms is probably better in my opinion. As well, these are tried and true, and I really love these things. I've had them for so long, and we're perfectly fine. There's no reason to buy the amps, at least in my case. If you prefer them, then you prefer them, and go ahead and buy them. Going around to the back of my helmet, there's that Agilite battery case in here. I throw the big battery pack for my night vision in here, which one, supplies more battery for my night vision, and two, acts as a counterweight because night vision's heavy. I normally have an IR placard on here to identify myself. Don't have that on here because don't want to show that on camera. On the top here, got an IR strobe for signaling to upstairs, if you know what I mean, and along with friendlies, just big old glowing beacon on the top of my head under IR, so people know I'm a friendly. When I got my night vision in here, I rope the battery cable through these little loops on here on the cover, which these things are really nice, like how Agilite did that. Other than that, I don't really have anything on here at all. So you can see there's like battery loops. Don't keep batteries on here because in my opinion, your helmet should have the least amount of stuff it could possibly have. It should be as light as possible because it puts a lot of strain on your neck. The neck is a very kind of weaker point of the body. So the less point or less pressure, less weight you could put on it, the better. That being said, there is a certain amount of weight you have to have, depending on your situation. If you are in any kind of combat situation where lead is going both ways. Bullets are coming at you. You should have a ballistic helmet, in my opinion. If you're rocking a plate carrier and not a ballistic helmet, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, just simply because the brain is the most important organ in the body. At the end of the day, we are a walking mech suit, and the brain is the pilot, and you need to protect the pilot. And that's what a helmet does. In any kind of combat situation, wear a ballistic helmet. That is, like, my bottom line. If you are not taking lead, you're just wanting it for night vision, you're just playing around on the range, wear a bump. It'll save your neck. But if lead's going both ways, wear a ballistic helmet. So, other than that, that is my personal helmet setup. As I said, not a lot to go over on it, but I figured I'd post this video anyway, so I hope you all enjoyed. And before I go, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, liked my videos, watched my videos, commented. It means a lot. To all my subscribers, I never thought I'd make it past 10, and I'm at 27 at the time of uploading. And I deeply appreciate that, and I thank you all for the support. And that being said, I do truly hope you all have a great day.